He was being fawned over on a podcast, the ex-bouncer, the host out loud calling the guy a mystic, a seer, a sage. He'd come a long way since the old days, the days of him punching and hoofing, his word choice, not mine, guy after guy unconscious. And he had a theory, the host said, that the guy's true crime autobiography about his years as a nightclub bouncer titled, "I Hit This Bloke the Other Day" was a modern retelling of Dante's Divine Comedy, written as memoir rather than allegory. The burnout estate pubs and nightclubs of a late 80s city standing in for the inferno. And he was an age-old guru and teacher who had chosen to reincarnate, to educate the lower realms about violence, to make the case for its futility and inescapable karmic consequence by working in an environment which gave him no choice but to be violent or die. And like Dante, he had written about real people he had encountered, and his book was soaked in the prevailing mentality of a moment in time, the effects upon that society of its politics, the unemployment, the frustrations, the despair. The host's breathless conclusion? The ex-bouncer in front of him was Dante, reincarnated, his spiritual mission lifetimes old. And he had improved upon the epic trilogy of poems he had written as Dante. The Divine Comedy had been an imagined journey through a fictional hell, where the violent spend eternity in a river of boiling blood. As a bouncer, he had actually lived the journey to redemption for real, his violent years of hell, his writing and teaching a purgatorial battle for redemption. From there, it was an hour of softball questions and fanboy ass-kissing. The guy's every answer peppered with biblical references and his personal interpretations of religious texts. All of it heard unchallenged, as if it were gospel, as if, because he said he had no doubt about any of it, there could be no doubt. And he never judged anyone for their mistakes. How could he? The one thing he was keen to avoid at all costs was a real judge in a real court judging his. It truly was a divine comedy. The podcast host caught in his guest's cult of monetized thuggery, the guest himself lost in a cult of spirituality, both of them trapped in their own circle of hell.